Okay everybody, hello, I'm back. It has been many years since I was on YouTube. Because of that, I feel like I need to address where we left off because I created this joke thing at the end of my last video and then that was the last thing you saw of me, and it just feels weird to me to not have the punchline. So let's just cut back to where we were to refresh your memories in case it isn't burned in your brains, because it's been burned in mine. I'm so embarrassed about it. Let's cut to that.
I've had to drastically change my appearance since we last saw each other, so the baddies don't come and get me, which is why I'm in disguise.
Okay, here's the big reveal. There you go. I have green hair now. That's the joke. That's the joke. And actually when I filmed it, it was purple. So I'll insert a pic. I also wear glasses now. Let's move on. I'm gonna start here. Watch me clean my art room while I speak to you. So weird. Here we are. Here we are. It's 2024, October. It's the 25th today. A lot has happened since that last video. That last video where I left you, we were working on excavations to be able to pour the slab for our extension. That was a long time ago. I'm gonna try and give you a snapshot of what's happened in each year and bring you to now. That enough is a reason for an update video, but also I have exciting news. So 2021, actually no, let's go a little further, a little bit more backstory. 2019 September, Jay and I got married, whoop whoop. So a couple months later, couple-ish, March-ish, April-ish 2020, that's when for us in Melbourne, COVID really became the whole lockdown situation. Fast forward to 2021, in about June, in Melbourne, there was a massive storm, like it was storm. I think they were saying like hurricane style winds. Crazy, wiped out. We were out of power for about 2 weeks. Not that I'm trying to ham it up, but like these are the details. In that storm, there was a big tree out the front of our house that blew like a section of its trunk. It was like 3 trunks. Why am I doing 4? 3 trunks. One of those trunks, like the split of it, then had fallen over. Just missed the edge of our house. But it was convenient because we had engaged with the builder, we were gonna do an extension on our house and that tree needed to go. So we never had to like worry about going through the whole process of chopping it down. It just bloop. So June 2021, that's about when all the excavation work we started for the extension on our house. So we borrowed Jay's dad's bobcat, brought it round, hacked up the tree. Not to mention we chopped down like 20 to 30 giant cypresses along our boundary, which we were all allowed to do because of certain overlays on our property. By about November 2021, which is where we left off in the last video, we poured the slab. By about February, we were starting to have some funny business with our builder. I'm not gonna drag the name of the guy or his company into it because he has his own whole life and frankly, we're trying to move on. But I feel that it's important. It was a major thing in our life and part of why I couldn't do videos and artwork. So it's necessary to the story. But that's all I'll say. We started to see some funny things. Basically, once that started, it was just domino effect into a conflict. Like, it was all emails back and forth, but it was disagreement about very important things. So that really sucked a lot of the energy out of Jay and I through the whole rest of 2022. Finally, we came to a point where there was an agreement, so woohoo! And that chapter is now closed. In that time, I don't know if I've ever officially said this on my channel, but I am actually a carpenter. So I was doing my carpentry apprenticeship. I finished trade school end of 2021. Finished my apprenticeship in about end of 2022. By this point, I was gonna start working casual with my boss so that I could still earn an income, and when I was earning an income, it was more money per hour. And that way I'd have dedicated the rest of the week to finishing the house. Still working full time, but some of it was not income based. My boss went away at the end of 2022, so Jay and I like ramped it down a notch with the extension. We were going camping and it was like, yay, finally, you know, we got married. We had a little bit of time, then it was COVID, then it was the extension, and then it was like this whole thing with the builder, and now everything's calming down. And that's when I discovered I was pregnant. Adrian is 17 months old this week. For those of you who don't speak parent, that means he's a year and 3 or 4 months. whom I love. I couldn't love him more, couldn't love him less, right? Just the timing. And then it was like, okay, well now we have to like keep working on the extension and really like punch this thing out, and like also I'll be pregnant through it all. By this point I worked a lot less with my boss. It was probably about a year's worth that I worked without an income, working like 6 to 7 days a week, long days, well over 8 hours most days, trying to get our house ready for our little man. So he was due June 2023, scheduled C-section, healthy baby, healthy mum aside from her mental state. It was also just a little tough for me because it's like the whole idea of doing the extension early in our marriage was so that we could just do the extension, do the renovations, settle down for a little bit, and then have a family. Not do it all at once. But that's what we're doing. By then, I quit carpentry because C-section and carpentry don't really mix. Not to mention new mum and all that. 2023 October, I think it was when our sign-off date was. So I had about a month or two where I just got accustomed to having a newborn, and then it was back into carpentry on our own house because we needed to get some particular things done for sign-off. We didn't have to have the extension completely finished, but it had to be to a certain standard. Got the sign-off, woohoo! And then I was like, right, no more for months. I'm not doing anything for months. I just want to be a mum. I want to get used to this. I want to just like have a breather, because I stopped working at like 37 weeks, had him at 39 weeks. It's just been a whirlwind for the last couple of years. Hence why I have not done anything with my art business or YouTube videos. It's just been too much. It's just been too much. And it's like, no wonder I was struggling mentally when it wasn't just one thing. It was like 10,000 things. Where am I up to? 2023, sign off. We thought I would qualify for Centrelink, then I was not going to qualify for Centrelink. However, we still require that amount of money because the extension has just sucked us dry, and I worked for like a year or more without an income. So I was like, right, I actually do need to go get a job. The whole thing was I was going to mother my little boy, have the Centrelink, and try and do the art business thing. Like, okay, well, I'll just go back to cafe work because I used to work in a cafe way back. So I've been doing that since February this year. Now we're in 2024. Finally. I have done that for about 8 months. Wasn't working for me and that cafe. I got a new job at another cafe. That didn't eventuate because then they decided actually they were too quiet, so there was no position. So this was about 2 weeks ago-ish. Or 2 weeks ago I got that job. So the thing is, I'm like, look, I could find another cafe job, but I'm so sick of doing all the things that have to be done. And meanwhile, the extension is like, it's happening 2 days of the week if it suits the week. Because I'm working for an income, I'm trying to mother my child, I'm trying to do the extension / renovations. So doing an art business thing on top of that is like, how? You can't. Maybe you can, but not me. Jay and I talked, and this is the exciting news. If you haven't already seen it on Facebook or Instagram, but this is the exciting news. I am now not gonna work at a cafe. I'm not gonna work for my old boss in carpentry. I'm gonna work on the extension / renovations. So that's a committed couple of days each week that stuff will get done because the progress lately has been so slow. And then every week I work on the business. I'm excited because it's like I took the leap off the cliff in 2021 and I was like, yeah. And then just so much stuff happened in life. It was just like, that's been another thing that's just weighed on me mentally. So here we are. I'm going to be focusing on paintings primarily for now. Down the track I can do furniture. I don't know how frequently I'll get YouTube videos out. I'll do my best. I'm hoping to put out at least one this year. But we'll see how we go. So now you're all caught up. Peace out or something like that. Goodbye. It's probably more appropriate. Yeah. Toodles.